So, with the Ferrari in the shop that has been released since, 4 days ago, there's a few things I wanted to talk about it. Also, ignore the fact that I don't have a decal selected for it, and I'm lazy to switch it off, because, I mean, screw it. So I just leave the Batman decal, because that was the most recent one I used. But anyways, the wheels are the most obvious thing. So in the trailer of this car's release, the wheels were perfectly fitted and fine. Albeit, I believe the size of them is a little bit too big because that's just what happens with every single car for some reason. And it's not just the wheels. Well, I mean, it's not just the car, it's the wheels themselves. The wheels are bugged, which I find quite humorous and different than all the other times because most of the time it's just the car body that does it, like the Quadra VTEC, the Nissan, the Ferrari, the Corvette, all of that. That's just, you know, the car. Now, it's just the wheels. The front wheels are bugged. But in the trailer, the release trailer for it, the wheels weren't bugged. They were perfectly fine. And you want to know something else? You can also see through the back window in the trailer. I don't know how you can, because they made it opaque for some reason. I don't know why they'd lie to us and say, "Hey, we're gonna do transparent back windows again." No, opaque, haha. So that's kind of unfortunate. And little small nitpicks that someone else has noticed and caught up, but I'd like to mention is that the interior isn't really accurate. Apparently, the quote unquote B pillar might not be modeled. Uh, I know what a B pillar is, but I don't know where exactly the B pillar is for the car for it to be modeled or not. But someone said it, and the seats aren't red, nor is the rearview mirror the actual one is just a reused one. So that's kind of unfortunate that they've been lazy on accurate interiors because I feel like that's like the entire point of getting cars in here, so they have accurate interiors. I mean, you'll see in a bit, another car that I'm going to talk about has a decently accurate interior with a few notable things. And the last thing to talk about the Ferrari F40, for some reason in Fortnite, the brake lights and indicators, as well as reverse indicators, just look wonky. They don't look truly transparent. They look as if you were to stick them on a construction sign because they're like that hard, opaque type thing. You know what I'm talking about? Just right here, you know? And in Rocket League, they look miles better. So, yeah, we'll get on to the other car in a bit, as well as, the Fortnite, no, the Rocket League versions of them, not Fortnite. Really quick though, I did forget to show off that it is just the wheels, not the car, because this is how the wheels look on the 296 GTD Ferrari, which I'll also mention in the Rocket League part because there's still something that they haven't fixed about it that is 100% the thing that, was there when it released. But yeah. So, something I didn't really get to talk about because they removed it so quick is that the rear, window, rear glass panel for the Bugatti is opaque, even though you don't see the interior through the back. So, kind of find that whack, but I mean, this is a bug with every newer car that they add with, anything glass related. So, that's a bit unfortunate. But now, onto the interior. But actually, before I do that, I do want to mention that this glass panel is like pushed back a little bit compared to how it is in Rocket League. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know why they chose to do that, but it is. Maybe it's more accurate that way. But either way, as you can see, this interior is like really out there. It's probably mostly, if not a lot, accurate, excluding, of course, the pedals, which I don't know why they don't model. But what they also didn't model was the back seats. I really feel like this model was rushed because, I mean, look at this. The brake lights are white. They do glow red. There's no reverse lights too, but that could just be based on the Bugatti. It's just kind of whack that this model came the way it did. But I mean, I'm glad to have it more than not at the very least because I've been waiting for this for so long. So yeah, I just gotta wait for the decals and wheels to come back and then I can finish up my, preset for it. Either way though, yeah, this needs a little bit of work and as much as I know they probably won't ever fix like interiors and whatnot, they could at the very least finish the interior for the Bugatti and such. Because if they're not going to change something drastically, they could at least change it up a good little bit. Because they've done that a few times. So that's about it for the Fortnite portion. I lied. I wanted to also mention that the you know little glass panel for the Ferrari is actually, I believe, considered unique because it doesn't shine like the glass exactly, but yeah, it doesn't cover up anything in the Rocket Racing variant, so that's very cool and good. But also, I forgot to mention that the back is supposed to be like sort of see-through, but I'm gonna let them, have a pass. That's interesting. I could see the like indicators through the brake light. But anyways, this little black part is supposed to be, graded and see-through, so you can see the engine, I'm guessing. And I'm gonna give it a slide because that's where the, rocket booster is supposed to be. So yeah, I kind of am really worried about what they're doing with new Rocket League and Rocket Racing car models. But as long as they look good on Rocket League, I'm fine because they'll probably, hopefully, at least eventually you know, actually look good in Fortnite as well. So yeah, this truly concludes the Fortnite portion of this video. So as you can see here, the wheel sizes are perfect. As something I'm just used to them not getting correct in Fortnite, but apparently they did here, so that's very cool. Thank you. But the wheel alignment is of course perfect in Rocket League because I guess they just have like a better, easier way of implementing it in Rocket League as compared to Fortnite. But that's besides the point. It just looks good here, and that's how it's supposed to look like in Fortnite. Hopefully, they eventually fix it because they did so with the Cyberpunk Quadra. But this is the most notable thing to talk about, and that's the brake lights and indicators. They are, you know, looking gorgeous, transparent, see-through. That's how it's supposed to look like. At least I think, but that's definitely how it should look like in Fortnite compared to whatever the hell they are now. So, yeah, hopefully that gets fixed. So that's about it for the Ferrari F40 because, of course, Rocket League has no interiors. But now the Ferrari 296 GTB, it still is bugged. They still haven't given it back its little glass textures for the, passenger, driver, and windshield. It's supposed to look much like the, Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, as you can see, which also is still not properly, depicted in Fortnite because they don't want to give us a glass texture over the opaque glass texture. But hopefully they could go back and fix it if they do plan on reversing the opaque glass texture, because for the love of God, please do. So, yeah. And now to the Bugatti. So, as you can see here, you don't have like a little gray little nubbin on the Sentodici or Sentodici. Either way, it's just, flush with the, roof. So, yeah, I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's because that's how it's supposed to look like in real life, and they just didn't do it here for Rocket League for some reason. But again, the brake lights, as you can see, they're red here. Maybe there isn't reverse lights at all, or indicators at all, but either way, yeah, they're not white here. So, yeah, very interesting. Also, it still doesn't have its cross tag yet, but that'll hopefully be added soon, much with its other cosmetics, because, I've been waiting for this Bugatti, and it's grown on me a lot. And as much as I don't use it too often in Rocket League, I probably should. Uh, I'll definitely use it a lot for Fortnite too. So, yeah. That's about it for this video.